everyone, and welcome to Kindness Matters. Cat Depot is your resource for rescue, adoption, and education. And Kindness Matters is a show that explores animal kindness through humane education and also meets some of the animal welfare experts in our community. For more resources on how you too can help make kindness matter, visit our website, catdepot.org. Welcome to Kindness Matters. My name is Amanda Ward, and I'm the Community Education Specialist here at Cat Depot in Sarasota, Florida. My job requires me to wear a lot of different hats, and just like most people in the nonprofit world, I do a lot of different things. But the best part of my job is when I get to meet other members of the animal welfare community and find out the different ways that they are making kindness matter in the world today. So today on Kindness Matters, we're excited to welcome Eric, and he is our Community Education Manager. Eric and I work together doing programming and events, and he also works with our volunteers and our retail staff. So Eric, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here and what brought you to Cat Depot?
Well, absolutely, I'd be happy to, Amanda. It's always a joy working with you, as you know. What brought me to Cat Depot? I had recently, last November of 2019, I moved to Florida and was out searching for a job. What was important to me was trying to find something where I could give back to our community. I come from local government, and Parks and Recreation is my background, and I thrived on that personal fulfillment that you get when you work on a special project where you have an impact on people's lives. And I kind of thought it would be a different change in venue, taking it to animals. And I saw a job posted that I currently have on Indeed, and I applied. And it's been well over a year and that I've been here with Cat Depot, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Good. So we both work on programming and events.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk a little bit about some of the ways in which we've had to kind of revamp programming this year with COVID and turning virtual.
It's been a challenge. I think we both can agree to that.
Absolutely.
It's been a challenge for the world as well, especially when kids were, in school remotely. Teachers, along with all kinds of professionals, we had to kind of re-examine and redo the whole formatting that we're currently used to. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes I am still struggling with it. I love being in person. I'm hands-on, and it has been a learning experience, I'm sure for you as well.
Absolutely.
Trying to adapt and to make programming accessible and services accessible via the internet. So we have had a lot of great successes and a lot of good steps into the virtual world. And I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish during these chaotic times.
Right. We've done a lot of things. You recently just had kitty cat yoga, and I think we have another one again coming up.
Yeah, we have another one this upcoming Sunday at 2 o'clock. Sorry. Lost my train of thought on that one.
That's okay.
Yep. So. And
let's see what else we've had. What have we done? We've done a lot. We really have. We currently have Critter Camp in a virtual sense where you can purchase an activity pack from us, and there's all sorts of activities that go along with it, and you also get to visit the shelter during one of our visitor tour time slots.
Which is a great program that we've actually had to reinvent, essentially, since we are by appointment only and we're still gradually going through our opening process. One of the things that we did devise as a communications team was we wanted to engage our residents, our patrons, and our supporters in a way. So we devised a system where we have scheduled visitor tours. Mondays through Thursdays from 12:30 to 1 or from 5:30 to 6, we're able to accommodate by appointment only groups of 4 and under where they can come into the shelter, get an overview as to what we do, a tour of the facility, and especially the adoption floor. Yeah. And then they get to spend some quality time in one particular pod with some cats and get that much needed, much desired one-on-one kitty time.
Absolutely.
It has been a resounding success. We have seen people from all ages, all demographics come through, and a lot of really sweet stories that, you and I have both shared together. But they're heartfelt, especially a lot of the children, and how excited they get Something that I'm particularly, proud of is the partnership that we have formed with the Haven. It's those special needs individuals that have come into the shelter and had that interaction with those cats has been personally rewarding. Just to see the joy on their faces, and some of them have never actually had the opportunity to interact with a cat, and just to see them learn not only from the cats or the staff, but from each other. We had one individual teach all of his fellow students how to safely approach a cat.
Nice.
And it was awesome because me and the teacher were trying to talk, but they listened more to him, their peer.
Of course.
And of course they did, and I don't blame them at all for that. But it was just a nice step back to say, wow, this is really rewarding, and we can continue to have an impact, a positive impact, not only on the cats, but on our community as well, especially with those particular age demographics. I really think that it's critically important that we continue on in this direction.
Right, and that's a lot of what our programming is focusing on, is that humane education, that animal kindness, that animal care, and just that human-animal bond and connection is really where our programming is focused these days, in the virtual sense and with our small in-person opportunities. I know I've done a few virtual tours, and I know you have too. You did a virtual for the Haven, correct?
I did that. Yep, last summer we did. That's how we started our collaboration, and it was a lot of fun. We did a couple other ones as well. We had Joanne come in from Wellness with Joanne. She did a PSA segment last summer with us, which was awesome. Her target audience was breast cancer survivors, and about things that you can do to give back to your community. And her point was just simple things like, you may not be able to come into the shelter, but you can, at the grocery store, pick up an extra bag of cat food or even dog food and drop it off to your local shelter. It does make a big difference. And especially in times like this, people need to feel connected. And it's an easy way that you can give back.
Right, and I did that with the Girl Scouts too. The local Gulf Coast, Florida Girl Scout Council and I worked together to plan a program for the girls to earn their pet care badge virtually, and that was great. We did 2 virtual sessions that together gave them everything they needed to earn that badge. We did virtual tours of the shelter. We talked about different ways that they can donate to the shelters, toys they can make for the kitties, and just different ways that they can take care of their pets at home. And I think that's just as important as taking care of the pets here.
And I remember it was an overwhelming, resounding success, that program with you. And I know personally, you shared with me how excited you were. And the girls just lit right up. And it was just so well received. And they obviously learned quite a bit from it. So
I think a lot of our programs have been really well received. I think that not only have the people we've worked with gotten a lot out of it, but we've gotten a lot out of it as well. And even some of our volunteer opportunities have had to switch to a more standoff virtual sense. You've got the high school students doing a few things for us.
Yes. Unfortunately, you are correct, Amanda. We're still very limited as to how many folks that we can have into the shelter at this time. So what we had to do is, again, reinvent the wheel here, so to speak, to keep some of our high school students engaged. So instead of having on-site opportunities, we've had to switch to off-site and or virtual opportunities. So we reinvented the student donation drive program, where high school students between the 14 and 18, traditionally, they can actually host a benefit or a fundraiser on their own. They can be as creative as they want. Or they can go outside of a pet supply store or a grocery store with a table with our assistants and actually solicit donations, whether they're monetary or food donations for us. And what some of these students have done is that they have gone to the store and actually purchased dry food, wet food, all kinds of other miscellaneous supplies that cats are in need of. And they've donated them back to us. So what we're able to do with that is they can factor in all of their time that they're spent, fundraising, networking with family and friends, shopping to buy those particular products. And then when we receive all of those donated items, there's a correlation between service hours that they can actually attain
Mhm.
and what they actually donate.
Right.
So, for instance, 3 5-pound bags of dry cat food is equivalent to 1 hour of service.
Yeah.
So it's been a well-received program, an opportunity for students to continue to stay engaged. And we know I've had a few seniors that waited to the very last minute, and they were very excited to come on board. And I think they got a lot out of it as well too. I know one individual girl and her mother went outside of a Petco on a Saturday morning, and we had one of our full carts full of donations, and they had $50 worth of cash. And they had actually emailed me a picture of them on a Saturday morning sitting outside of Petco, and I was off that day, and I happened to check my email, and I went, this is what it's all about.
Absolutely.
This is what it's all about. And mom and daughter were bonding. They're working tight on this particular project, and our cats in our community benefit because, as you know, we do with all of those donated items, we actually use them for our food bank program.
Right.
So, which is our local outreach program for low-income individuals or folks that feed community cats.
Yes.
And the last Saturday of the month, we give them free food.
Yeah. And it's not just the high school students that are donating to these drives. We've got all sorts of adorable children out there doing fundraisers for us, and those are just such heartwarming stories. I love them so much. They have lemonade stands where they're earning money.
That was my favorite, one of my favorite tours by far. Absolutely.
We had a little girl who, instead of presents for her birthday, she asked for donations to animal shelters, and that was just so cute too.
Absolutely. That was another huge cart full of donations.
Yeah.
It was her third birthday too.
And it's just we've seen so much joy and kindness come out of all ages recently during COVID, and just everyone is pitching in. They want to help, and with us not being able to bring volunteers back into the shelter, this is just one way in which you can make kindness matter in the community and with our cats. So it might not be necessarily the volunteering that you're used to, but it is definitely a way
to stay engaged
and involved and support us
and help, especially some of our special campaigns that we've embarked on in the last couple of months, from our hoarding cats, both cases that we had, most recently the ones from Clearwater, the outpouring of concern via email that I've received and you via social media has been humbling, and it's been really amazing to see how many people are just rooting for these cats.
Yes, and those in-kind donations of food and beds and blankets and everything that we've received has been amazing. We are switching gears a little bit. We still obviously need food for the food bank. That will never end. But we also are switching over to kitten season is coming up.
Fast and furious.
So we do need kitten donations, as far as we need dry and wet food, kitten formulas. I know we need the small food scales that have the little bowl on top to weigh these little tiny creatures. The nursing kits for all those bottle babies that are going to be coming in.
Even toys.
And toys, yes.
Lots of toys.
And so I know we're going to have hundreds of kittens starting to knock down our doors, so to speak, in the next couple weeks and months. With that being said, I know we are also in need of a few fosters.
Yes.
Specifically for bottle babies,
for bottle babies, correct. That is our critical need. With talking with Cody Carlson, our shelter and intake manager, who also coordinates our foster program. That is a critical need that she can't emphasize enough. That is something that we are interested in. We can do some training, one-on-one or virtual, for bottle babies, but right now that is going to be our top concern. I know there's a lot of folks that are interested in assisting or volunteering as a foster. Perhaps down the road, what I am doing right now is just taking an interest list of anyone that is potentially interested in a kitten or an adult cat. But right now, what we're in critically need of is bottle babies and any kind of an adult or a kitten that has some special needs, that has medical requirements, that need a lot more TLC. and maybe experience than having a kitten.
Right. So maybe a cat that's recovering from a surgery.
Correct. Or even some with some mild behavioral issues, socialization issues.
Yes.
Because we do have some cats in foster right now that we're not doing very well in terms of being in the shelter.
Right. So you may have seen on our social media, Bo and Titan, our new meow mares. They are actually meow maring from home, which is something, we never would have thought about advertising necessarily before COVID, but the whole work from home angle really works for them. They are just super shy. The shelter environment is not for every cat. We really don't want it for any cat, as much as we can keep them in homes.
Well, definitely. They all adapt differently.
They do.
And poor Bo and Titan were just terrified, and they have been thriving.
They have.
In a home environment, so they will be perfect cats.
Oh yeah, they will be loving, sweet, adorable kitties for the right family.
Correct.
But they did need the extra care and attention that they received in foster care, and it's really helped them come out of their shell and really show their personalities of who they truly are as cats.
Exactly. And they're doing a great job managing everything remotely from home.
They are. They are working diligently with our kitties here in the shelter, for sure. But yeah, I mean, we do need those bottle baby fosters. Yes. Those babies will be coming in soon. Mm-hmm. So if you are interested, what's the best way to get involved?
Yeah, you can just shoot me an email at volunteer@catdepot.org.
Okay. And you'll get paperwork started. You'll get in touch with Cody.
Yeah. A couple times, Cody and I we've met and we discussed certain cases, and we've been able to expedite that particular process.
Right.
Because usually, like with all of our volunteer opportunities that have been suspended, there's an onboarding process. Traditionally, we have an orientation, usually on a Saturday, that goes over Cat Depot policies, procedures, and so forth. But specifically for fostering, then there's another separate training session. So that's something, like I said, is on hold. We're taking an interest list for traditional fosters, but under certain circumstances, we are able to meet certain needs that we have if the right candidate comes.
Sure. Well, that's all great, and I'm so excited to hear that we do have a few ways people can still get involved with Cat Depot, even from a distance, from the fostering standpoint. It might not be the traditional volunteering that people are used to, but there are still so many ways that you can help us and help the cats. And so I guess that is truly a way you can make kindness matter.
It does.
In the world today, especially in our world here.
In the big picture, too. You have to think about it. What we're here for is the safety and happiness of all of the cats. And I like to also say, and to unite families. That we all share that common bond. We're here for great reasons. Some of us can't see each other all the time. We're working together from afar, but when the community comes together, we can create magic. And that magic is here. We sense it all the time, especially via your social media posts. I receive emails from our volunteers, from the public and the community, working with our networks, our organizations, students, so forth. We're still seeing that energy and that care. Like you said, kindness matters, and it's personified in numerous ways every single day, and in every single cat that we take care of.
Absolutely. And if you do want to learn more about our foster program in general, we do have a foster blog on our website now that just kind of is starting to take off. We have a couple posts up, and it's actually the people who are working in our foster program as foster volunteers, sharing their stories, why they got involved, how this matters to them, what differences they're making in the world, and what they're learning from these experiences too. Not every experience is all rainbows and butterflies.
Unfortunately not. Nope.
And it just
a lot of tears of joy and sadness too.
Yes.
It can go hand in hand. But what the service that they perform is invaluable.
Absolutely.
We would never be able to care for the amount of cats that we have in our custody. And these, especially the kittens and the ones with special needs, they are receiving some one-on-one attention that is unprecedented.
Right.
It's getting these cats ready to go to their forever homes. So right from the get-go and the onset, some of our cats are getting the best possible care ever.
Absolutely. And we do have virtual kitten shower is coming up to
Sooner
help
than later.
gather the supplies we need to help care for all of these hundreds and hundreds of kittens that'll be coming through Cat Depot this year. Look out for more information on that on our website and on social media. We will be sharing our wish list with you, and that'll actually be through Chewy.com. This year is how we're going to have our registry.
Can't wait. I'm so excited.
Kitten shower. And we will, at the end of our 1 month of kitten shower virtual fundraising, we will be doing a virtual opening of all of the kitten supplies and presents for you all. So keep an eye out for that. But I think that's all the time we do have for today. Remember, Cat Depot is a 501c3 nonprofit organization located in Sarasota, Florida, and our mission is to save lives, find loving homes, and provide resources and education to improve the destiny of homeless cats. Visit our website, catdepot.org, for even more resources and ways you too can help make kindness matter in the world today. Thank you.